What's up, guys? How we doing? Who's all here? Morch.com, Andre, 12 hours, JPFR, AJ, Neku, Wingman. What's up, guys? I'll be streaming the new Ace Attorney tomorrow when that comes out, so I figured, I don't know, we would just do a little bit of chatting or hanging out, talking about Ace Attorney in general, get a feel for the game, what I'm doing, and just in general chatting. Let's see. I have the old Ace Attorney games. I mean, if we really want to do that, I can just play those too. But I don't really know. Is there stuff I need to look up for this new Ace Attorney game? Do we just want to play the older one? See what happens? We playing the first one tonight? We can. How does it show up twice when I search? This technically should be out at like midnight tonight. The purchasers will also receive From the Vault, which is bonus content, featuring an additional 25 pieces of art. I mean, if it's free, I won't complain, I guess. That doesn't seem like a whole lot of bonus content, though. So this is like his great-great-grandfather, Phoenix Wright's like great-great-grandfather we're playing as. I assume for the most part, like, all of the characters are technically still in the game. They're just like fancy old-timey counterparts. Hey gamer, what's up, man? What comes out at 11 for you? Nice. Weird that this doesn't still have like a release date here. I kind of would have figured it would show a release date. For Judgment? I wouldn't get Judgment considering the series is about to get canceled. I wouldn't bother investing in it. Now that you know there's going to be nothing left. Plus, it'll probably go on really cheap, or the series will be really cheap once the, like it actually gets canceled. I bet you Sega really drops the price of Judgment. You'll be waiting a while for Tales of Arise. Yeah, isn't that not out for like a while now? Is there anything I need to look up? Should we just start playing the old Ace Attorney game? Like I said, I didn't really have an idea for this stream. Just mostly kind of advertising that I was going to be playing the next Ace Attorney tomorrow. I like it when the lawyer man says objection. That's huge. Better than a law degree. This man played 147 hours of Ace Attorney. But how? It's like a visual novel. I guess this game is like super popular, so like it's gonna have a bunch of troll reviews. Well, this guy's definitely not a troll review. Hey, what's up, Diz? It's hard being an Ace Attorney fan when you live outside of Japan. Really? Hey, Kyler, what's up, man? Yeah, I mean, I played the first Ace Attorney game already. Ace Attorney definitely does seem harder than Danganronpa, for sure. Alright, let's just hop in and start playing, I think, the second Ace Attorney game. I'll just restart whatever trial I was on. Hang on, let me hook up my Switch here. Didn't even realize it was a chatting stream. I mean, not necessarily. I was ready to just kind of like look up and chat about whatever. But I guess there's not too much to look up. I didn't really get any recommendations from chat. That would be funny if they rewrite the end of Lost Judgment and like kill off the main character so they can keep the Judgment series going. I finished the last game. What do you mean the last game of Ace Attorney? No. Nice, gamer. He's played by a famous actor. Yeah, but he's played by a famous actor who can't show up anywhere. I don't think just being an actor and like your character dying would make people angry necessarily. Like characters die in good stories all the time. I think it would depend on how he died. All right. Is the new I forget, is the new Ace Attorney voiced? Because this one didn't really seem to be voiced at all, but if I understand correctly, these games are like on the or on the DS originally. Though I would say it's funny because even though Ace Attorney is more popular than like Zero Escape, and Zero Escape was originally on the DS, when Ace Attorney got remastered and put on other consoles, there was no voice acting, but Zero Escape got redone with voice acting. So, credit to the small indie studios. But who is Ace Attorney by anyway? Are they really indie? Who makes Ace Attorney? Capcom. So no. There's an Ace Attorney anime. Is it not just the game? Is it like the Danganronpa anime, where it's just like the video game abridged? True Escape is the Shin Megami Tensei to Danganronpa's Persona. That's actually not a bad equation. Oh, I didn't have volume on for this, I just noticed. Oh. Just turned that on right next to the microphone. I apologize. Alright, let's run it. Fuck it. What is AI Somnium Files? Devil Summoner? Right? Ace has powers in the anime? Oh, fucking nice. Alright, we're kind of skipping right to the third game. So I played the first game in like half of the second. Now we're on the third. Winging it. True, AJ, true. Is this... Who is this? Mia? She's way hotter than I remember her being. Huff. Huff. How'd I get into this mess? Why did I do that? No! Phoenix. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Are they talking about Maya? The, like, psychic girl? There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop. He should have said, hold it! What, he smacked this dude upside the head with his own umbrella? It wasn't me, I didn't... What is he wearing? Does he have, like, a heart over his own, like, of his own name? Phoenix? Are they retconning, like, some of the backstory here? Does she defend him in court? I'm kinda nervous. Good morning. Mia, please calm yourself. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior. What are you talking about? I'm relaxed. Look at me. Relaxed. Go over my labels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm sorry. It's just I'm so nervous today. This is your first time in the big leagues, huh? Are there different leagues? I guess she could. This would be like an actual court case. Well, never you fear. I am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me with your earnest request. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, quite forcefully. I just found out yesterday about the case. And you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see. I mean, of course I have, I think. In any case, don't let your client see you're nervous. You see, the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Hey, wow, he's appropriately dressed for the climate. He's got his mask and everything. Good morning. Try to keep smiling. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. It'll be fine, no problem. What's wrong? Do you have a cold or something? It's right, like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. Yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others. Right, you have nothing to fear in court today. You're truly innocent. I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client. When did this game come out? Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulation. 2004 originally? The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. Are we about to do a flashback within a flashback? Let's fucking go. That trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then. Here I am again. I feel like you wouldn't be allowed to go back to court if you just didn't do it for a year. Like, if you just didn't do a job for a year, like, no one would hire you. I mean, I guess Phoenix is, like, broke and desperate, right? This time I'm gonna win. For my client and for myself. Court is now in session. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. The defense today is Mia Fey, was it? Justice for All doesn't seem to be very good. Is that the second one? Because, yeah, I got super bored during the second one and stopped playing. Is there a problem, Your Honor? I was under the impression that Marvin was to be leading the defense. You see, he had a bit of an emergency. Isn't he standing right there? Emergency, but isn't that him standing right next to you? Yeah. You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can handle this? Don't let him scare you. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, the opening statement. I can't believe a veteran like me is to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. Is he trying to trash talk me? I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. Aw, Phoenix is still in school. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a bright young man. Yeah, well, next we have a photo taken of him at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. This seems like pretty obvious, right? So that the power line fell, struck him on the head, zapped him, and killed him. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, they then called the police. Why is Phoenix not even in the photo? That certainly makes the defendant look suspicious. Very well. The court accepts the photo. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death of this photo. Why? Are you an idiot? Your reputation for just what the fuck? Sage City is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. What do you mean? Perhaps the defense would like to take this question. A simple question. I thought it might loosen you up a bit. I'm a gentleman. Show 'em what you're made of. A perfect opportunity. What was it? Please say you know at least this much. I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. Why does she want this case so bad again? My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is happening here? For the love of God. See here, the details of the case are filed into the course record, but you knew that, didn't you? All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good look. Hard look at the data. Carefully think before you answer. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. I'll press the R button. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. I didn't even look. I just guessed. I always thought from the first game, my impression of Mia was that she was always very calm, cool, collected, and was just fucking really good. But I guess, this is her first case or whatever, right? So she can't be as good. It seems kind of weird that her backstory, though, is her being the nervous wreck. Because I thought that was supposed to make her different from Phoenix. Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as the trial proceeds. Isn't the judge supposed to be, like, significantly smarter than the lawyer? Because is a judge not just a retired lawyer who was, like, a lawyer for a really long time? But before that, there's one more vital issue. What's that? Motive, of course. Motive is irrelevant. I think, well, I mean, I guess, so, they always put motive in, like, the games and TV shows for the big drama. But, motive doesn't even fucking matter in, like, real court cases. They never even bring it up. Wait, you're playing the third one? Well, I already played the first two. And I'm only playing the third one for today's stream, and then I'm playing the new one tomorrow. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? Like that Taylor Swift song? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like that. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. It really throws me for a loop that he keeps, like, bouncing his hair up and down. That's paying for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. Are you gonna beat this one after the new one? If the new one gets good views, yes. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Does Mia, like, fuck this dude's life up so bad that, he just becomes an absolute shit show, and by the time Phoenix writes a lawyer? Let's hear from the defense. What was the source of bad blood? This time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? What is that? No need to get all worked up. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Are you talking about truth bullets? Find the evidence you need and then shove it in old Greybeard's face. Try to set a better example for the young lady. Evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the R button. Let's see what you got. Cause of the bad blood between the victims. third-year art student? What? Fourth-year pharmacology. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend? Isn't she, like, a killer in the first game? Hey, Raidu, what's up, man? I'm gonna say her. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Talia Hawthorne. Seemed to have picked up on at least this much. The woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Yo. Were they friends? He, like, took his girlfriend? Look at Phoenix. A player. I feel like I've seen this Hawthorne girl before. Have I not? Up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. Whisper, 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 gossip, gossip. He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, called the first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Phoenix Wright. The defendant himself? It's fine. After all, he's innocent, right? The defense has no objection. He must be thinking of rich guy's girlfriend. Maybe. Please state your name and occupation. My name is Phoenix. My job is... I guess I'm a suspect. Why wouldn't he say he's a college student? Why would he lead with the fact that he has no job? Hello everyone, I would just like to make a public announcement that I am an unemployed loser. He means what'd you do before you were arrested? I was a university student. You understand that you're under oath? But I didn't do it, I'm innocent. I'm telling you, I was... The defendant please refrain from passing on his gold to the rest of us. It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away. I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. So you hardly knew the victim. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Hee. It seems that you've forgotten one small thing. That would be, the witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? You're a lawyer! He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. I will keep trying, Raidu. Thanks, buddy. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions. If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he's your client, in court all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that's your duty. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? There was a lie in there? Your cross-examination, if you please. Please tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Admit I was there. I'm not a killer. What are the controls here? What does L do? You say you found the body, so who called the police? Huh? Unfortunately, it was some other students. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. See, the power line is not in this photo, but it's in the other one. So I wonder if there's some twist where that's not actually what killed the guy. It almost seemed too obvious in the other photo. Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? It's true, I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy. Didn't know his face or even his name. Right. Well, no, that is, I mean... So what is it? Did you know him or not? You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? Because you hadn't really talked to him before the case. I heard he used to date Dolly. Who's this? That would be the defendant's lover. I see. Young love, so bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. You stated the following. Hardly knew the guy. That's right. I mean, why would I... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer. How is it you knew the victim was a wannabe? Well, he was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Was that the British flag? Yeah. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack? I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff. It's true. Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something? Yes, Your Honor. Who's this person anyway, this Union Jack fellow? How come Mia looks so much fancier than everyone else from her, like, village? Like, all the psychics? They all dressed in like robes and everything. Like, they had the full psychic attire, but she's got a business suit on. She's, like, ready for work. The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Oh. You mean like the stars and stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this? There's a contradiction. Show that boy you mean business with his evidence. Check the court record carefully. I can handle it myself. I cannot. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. What am I looking for here? What's the contradiction? Jesus, this is the first, like, real question of the game, and I already am kind of stumped. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah. The place where something happened. You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Anyway, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim. It's just a coincidence. We bumped into each other. Okay, that's kind of a contradiction. You didn't find his body if you were talking to him when it happened, right? You say you found the body, so who called the police? I already did this one. So we'll skip that. I guess, I don't, what? Admit I was there. Not a killer, all I did was find the body, so... Where is the photo of them, like, standing together talking? Can I not present that? That shows that he didn't just find the body, he was with the dude. Can I just present him? Be like, you were talking to this guy? Alright, I guess I need help. I guess I don't get what I'm supposed to do here. By comparing the testimony to the court record, you should be able to discover any contradictions. When you found one, present the piece of evidence that contradicts the testimony. I don't see any contradictions. We don't have enough information yet. I'm pretty sure I've pressed every statement, though. Maybe I pressed the hardly knew the guy now? No, but you can't really see the back of his shirt here. I mean, I guess not. Is that really it? Alright, sure. That's a better lead than I got. Why not? You certain you saw the Union Jack? Please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack on the back was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. Wow, what a fucking stretch to get the answer there, huh? But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea that what he was wearing underneath the jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. You've made our client cry. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Did I go too far? By the way, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine? Yeah. Was that medicine that you took over the counter, called an over-the-counter brand, Cold Killer X? That's right. It kills colds good. Wait a second. How'd you know? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? I seem to have lost it. Does this have anything to do with the case? Shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. What's this? In the victim's hand. But even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer belongs to. Especially since his fingerprints are all over it. Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so he can only have been to identify his killer. Order. I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. The victim's watch stopped at the time of death. The Cold Killer bottle. The victim's wristwatch was broken. It ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Do you have some kind of explanation for this? This is bad. Oh my. This guy's really grossing me out. Please stop talking about your hemorrhoids. Why does the judge always let people revise their testimony? Why doesn't he just fucking hammer them and be like, no, absolutely not. You're done. You're out of here. You're in contempt of court for lying. You perjured yourself. Goodbye. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind the building. We talked for a bit, then around 3 we split. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. That's completely different from the previous testimony. I'm sorry. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Please begin your cross-examination. The truth is, I went because he called me. Just gonna press them on everything now. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah. We were both there right on time. Said the victim was in the pharmacology department, right? He was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IBU. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. Maybe I should ask him for more details. How about the timing? You're absolutely certain you met at 2:45. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter too much. Those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Looks like he's right about the time, anyway. Are you sure you stopped at 3? that we were talking about we should hang out again sometime. What time is it? What? And do a nice little... Alright, so it's just after 3 that this guy dies. So it's like 3:05. That's not really a contradiction, though, right? I'll press him on more stuff before I point anything out about that. Welcome back, Raidu. You say you went back. Yeah, that's when I found the body. Why did you go back? Weren't you angry? That's right, I was. Then why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one's buying this. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. Did anyone else know you were taking medicine? I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. On the day of the incident, what'd you do for lunch? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. That's copyright. Why'd you punch me in the jaw? I'm sorry, I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I don't know. I can't seem to find any contradictions. Why did she want to punch somebody? Was it because of his corny pun, or is she jealous? We can't have him continue to spout nonsense. What can I do? I'm certain he's hiding something. Had you met the victim before? No. But that day, he called me up told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. It's kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart. What was that for, Mia? I'm sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Dahlia was also the lover of the murderer, before she met Mr. Phoenix. So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. I'm gonna go ahead and make a big psychic prediction here that she is the killer. I'm just gonna present this photo of the time of death. This seems to be a big thing, right? Alright, never mind. Looks like you missed the mark. We talked for a bit and then split up. Okay. Jesus, this game's way harder. What the fuck? Yeah, we'll try in here. No? What the fuck, dude? Lost the bottle, then how did the victim have it? I'm just presenting this photo on literally everything. Okay. Bro, I don't know. What the fuck? Did you press everything? Yeah. Dude, I don't... Maybe I present the bottle as to... I'll present the bottle, I guess, on the... He lost it. Okay, so why does... Yikes, dude, what the fuck? Time of death at 3 p.m. Maybe I present this on the... He left at 3? Dude, I have literally zero idea. Maybe something about the murder scene? What about the murder scene? I don't know. I do not know. Try this. Nope. Yeah, please, for the love of God, help. I've been doing this for like the last 30 minutes. I don't know. This is we're on the second question. What? I guess I'm confused what it's even asking me to present. I tried contradicting the time? Truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45. We talked for a bit, then around 3 split up. Later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking cold killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it at lunchtime. So far, I have tried contradicting the crime scene, the time of death, and the cold killer. So it's not one of these 3. Or the autopsy that states the time of death, and the cold killer bottle. So the only thing I haven't presented is, like, this. He lost his bottle and it was on Doug's hand. Yeah. Do I present Doug? Times 12 left at 3 p.m. Yeah. Oh, okay, so I gotta ask about the other thing. God damn it. I already pressed on this one, though. I didn't realize I'd have to press on the other one. And all sorts of high-voltage chemicals. How fascinating. Sounds like he was ambitious. So I asked about this before, but you're supposed to ask about the pharmacology department. I didn't think that would really be relevant. Can you tell us a bit more about the department? Okay, I don't know all that much about it. A little bit earlier in your testimony you said something. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right. They sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. There are electrical poles set up all around the building. High voltage cables run overhead around the roof. I think that's enough. The defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of death. Well, hey, welcome to the channel, my dude. Maroon? How do I say your name? Welcome, man. I'll be streaming the new game tomorrow. If you're ever given options to ask, try every option. Alright. Then the defendant returned to the scene for an unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle. Let me be frank here, right? Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. There's one mystery that remains. How the murder was carried out, of course. How was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet. You're correct. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Establish the murder method. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how he died. That would be impressive. Even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court. An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. The power cable, right? This has got to be it. If this isn't it, I will freak out. I'd say the picture captures it. What? There is nothing even remotely resembling a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain. Where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon? This must be where the DS touchscreen was, right? Naturally, it's right here. What is that? Severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. I like how smug she looks for getting that question right. After doubting herself all game, in this sprite, she looks very smug. I'm into that. So then the high voltage cable. Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That's the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been the high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. That much is certainly true. That's not all. I have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? What is it? His fingerprints. I mean, the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the bottle. Let's take another look at the scene of the crime. As you can see, the victim's wearing a leather jacket. As you know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... It was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. I think we can conclude that there's no reason to continue the cross-examination. My hemorrhoids never lie. The show's over. What the fuck? I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. You're wrong. He's innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Wow, really? That's it? Circumstantial, like, he said, she said? You showed me the watch picture? Yeah. Here you go. It's on his left hand, upside down. Well, no, I guess it technically would be right side up, because you would... Your Honor, at this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict. Hold it! Do you have something further to add? Is this what you want? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute. I'll tell you what really happened. Oh my god. I did it. I pushed him. Where the cable at? Yeah, I know. That's what I said that earlier. What you just said, was that the truth? I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely sure you are. Please. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time, I swear, I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. Feels like my hip... Oh my god, a Harlem Shake reference. Wow. Wow. Remember when that was a meme? Game is old. I hope the great Ace Attorney Chronicles has memes. That would be great. When I pushed the victim. That guy. He was talking bad about my girl. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead. The explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, he flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that is, as they say, that. A simple explanation. At the time of the incident, a light rain had begun falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict. If he's innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking about— Hold it! What kind of bad things? He said all sorts of terrible things. He said she was a bad girl. That's, well, probably not how he meant it. Is that all? Yep. Well, you heard him yourself. Oh boy. You're not doing yourself any favors here. Please don't make this harder for me. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper. Can you tell me about more what happened in detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. Then he put the jacket on he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy, and I shoved him like a kindergartner. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. These are two of the wimpiest men I have ever heard of. In a furious frenzy, he pushed him, and then that guy got knocked down by a push. When you did that, there were no severed cables anywhere?
Right, there was nothing like that at all. Is it possible you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. And what would you say that noise was? I'm not sure. It was loud. It was like, snap. Now, come to think of it, I wonder what it was. It was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Asking for more details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been? Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. How would that have worked? So he's holding the umbrella out here, he drops it, it falls to the ground first, and he lands on it? And did the umbrella belong to the victim? It was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the odor. Ooh, too soon. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked. What do you think? Is there something important in that? Well... yes. Of course, well... of course. Of course. This cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. I will press him on this now. It's another statement. So he fell on top of the umbrella. You're certain? Yeah. It was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella? Yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater. Sally stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. After you shoved him, did you leave the scene right away? I did, I admit. I was furious. He left without even checking his condition? Yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Nope, nobody. Could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? In that case, it's hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? If I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're right. The conclusion is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim was moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, he was still alive. Ruby. The umbrella in this photo, where is it now? It was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want to present it as evidence immediately. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial. As long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Well done. What are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow. Let me guess. You have another witness. This witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Who's the witness? Miss Dahlia. You don't mean Dolly. I do. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. She was at the scene of a crime. What? The great betrayal. Sorry to break the bad news to you. Nice hair flick. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting. Can't be serious. What do you mean? I think this is a good point for us to stop. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Dahlia. I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright, at least you told us the truth in the end. So I guess I can start to relax, huh? Relax, my boy? You can't be serious, after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly. She'll save me, I just know it. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia? Sure. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in the courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. That'll never happen. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. She is cute. Take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. Yeah, she absolutely met you and was like, I'll be able to pin anything on this idiot. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with my memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. Mia is super petty. Is Mia into Phoenix? Is that why she's so upset about this? It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the world. Anyway, so after that, you and Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back. By the way, the day you first met Dahlia 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah? How did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in the courthouse. What's this? Newspaper? Murder in the courthouse? Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between the two cases, correct? An article from almost 8 months ago. I hope you don't mind. I need to finish this myself. I'm afraid what you have will not be enough. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you. It looks like recess is about over. We better get moving. As far as I recall, this Grossberg guy was like useless in the later games. Is he like gonna actually be useful now? And do you just play as Mia in this game? Or do you play as Phoenix after this case? Is this first one just a flashback? That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes. April 11. Court will now reconvene. Please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia to the stand. What's with the stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. No, look at those eyes. She is a succubus. I can't believe he said that. Now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Mia is way hotter than Dahlia. I don't understand what everyone's so, like, freaking out about. I mean, she's cute, but... Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. I'll bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Disgusting. It was nothing. We may move on now. What's your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is mine. No, the honor is mine. Well, we know whose milkshakes brings all the boys to the yard. When this game came out, I'm sure it was very timely and topical. That's hilarious. Sir, is there something I can help you with? You just go ahead and say what's ever on your mind. That's really funny. I love that there's actual, like, modern references. I get that it dates games, so a lot of writers try to stay away from that stuff, but I think that's really clever. I like that kind of stuff. Makes me feel nostalgic, because then I get the reference. I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Beanie wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day. I mean, she seems to say he wouldn't do it. I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Feeney and Doogie? They were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Doug got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeney noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never! That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean? Please let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Tee-hee, you haven't changed a bit. Mia? What's this? So you two are acquainted? We've met before. In any case, the floor is yours. It's good to see you again. Madame, I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. I'm planning to go back to Feeney's place. Lies! Unless I'm mistaken. Feeney, I mean Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry. How wonderful. Is that humorous, yet satirical style of haiku? Nothing left to do when a man reaches this age. Sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. Yes. How else would you enter? They were talking. What were they talking about? So who is this Doogie person? I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. Interesting. So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow, and Mr. Wright talking about? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Why am I being demonized? Please, go on. What did you see next? Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeney never did a thing. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? I would never. Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger the witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. She has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that, I'm just doing my job. Now then. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It's already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the truth. There's nothing to worry about. Just tell us everything you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Didn't see it? I saw the moment when he fell to the ground, and at that time there was only 2 of them left at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. I would imagine most people, if they saw their current significant other talking to their ex-significant other, most people's reaction to that would be like, what in the fuck is happening here? Right? Like, absolutely not. You two are not conversing with each other. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Nothing at all. Oh. I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. Hang on 1 second. Give me, like, 10 seconds. I shall be right back. I return. Hopefully you are all vibing. Like Neku was. A professional Street Fighter V player dunked on the game after winning a Capcom tournament by saying, "I'm not gonna play anymore." Wow. When did Street Fighter V originally come out? 2016. Wow. When did the last character release? So after 5 years, it only has a roster of 40 characters. Why does that not seem like a lot? Who are the characters in Mortal Kombat 11? That's as many characters as... No, so Street Fighter V, after 5 years, has as many fighters as Mortal Kombat 11 does in how many years? So more than double the time for the same amount of characters. Anyway, when you say students, did you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yeah, they're all very fond of drugs. Please try to stay on topic. To define some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. Wish you were good at fighting games? Yeah, fighting games would be fun to be good at. I feel like, though, to me, like, I get, like, most multiplayer games at their core are just doing the same thing over and over again. But I feel like since the repetition in fighting games, like, the matches are so short, it'd be kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I could do that repetition in, like, 2-minute bursts. At least when you're playing, like, other games multiplayer over and over and over again, the matches are a little bit longer, so it's more varied in what you're doing in that span of time. But there's definitely an art to fighting games, don't get me wrong. Not like the people who do them aren't good or talented. I'm just saying I don't think I could do it. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on. Why don't you go ahead and tell me more? How could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know. But they knew what had happened. I mean, someone getting electrocuted by a live wire is a loud noise. Especially if it's one of those ones from, like, the actual, like, pole out of the ground. That's a hell of a lot of volts of electricity. It would sound like... They all seem kind of excited. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students. Did the students call the police? Yes. I was just so panicked. Yeah, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Right. That's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. I'd planning to go back to Feeney's place after class. Were you? You slut? Unless I'm mistaken. He's in the arts department, if that's the case. What we're doing with pharmacology. Oh wait, have I already pressed every statement? I kind of forgot. I must have pressed every statement already. I wish there was like a check mark on the statement to show that you pressed it already. Or like something that just kind of shows you've already seen the details. You know? By the way, for those curious, it's over 100 degrees in my apartment, in case anyone cares. I am roasting alive. Okay, so I've been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. They were talking behind the building. I didn't see the moment he pushed her. Hey, Lancelot. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. You dropped your AC out of your window? Oh, like you had like a box AC unit, and you were trying to put it in, and you like pushed it through instead? God, when I was in college, I had one of those like box AC units in a window. Never again. Oh, I wanted to read this newspaper article. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Oh, is that it? Alright. Wait, okay, so why did she... It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual. I went to go find some other students, and they called the authorities. If they weren't fighting, why did you call the authorities? Now, how should I properly call that? That's the contradiction. That they, It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual. Now, you went to go find other students. Why? Now, what would be a good way to contradict that? You didn't hear anything unusual. Oh, there we go. There we go, there we go. I can... The sound of the umbrella.
Objection!
You say you didn't hear anything unusual, correct? Yeah, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. I like the hair flip. That's a cool anime move. I should grow my hair out. Well, I sometimes can do that with my hair, but I usually do more of a thing. Bangs are so early 2000s. I'm sorry, Mia. But then again, I guess you didn't make it to current day, huh? That's nice. I find it a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. He said that. If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear that noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Is it just me, or does anyone else love the anxiety that comes from presenting evidence you know works? I just don't like that I have a limited amount of time to present the evidence. Or I guess not a limited amount of time, but like I have a health bar, it seems odd. I mean, I guess that's the only way you can really add, like, difficulty to a visual novel, right? But since it's all visual novel, it seems like you could just kind of go off the impression of, like, no, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. And then just, you know, not have the health bar. Because it's not like I want to reread dialogue in a visual novel. That's like going back and... if, like, you got distracted or something, you went back and, like, reread an entire chapter in a book. Anyway. May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. Danganronpa had a health bar, but it was meaningless. Yeah, but your health bar also, like, restored when you got the right answer. So, like, say your health bar in Danganronpa, you can get 5 wrong answers. You get 3 wrong, but then you get 1 right, you get the 3 health back. So you get, like, the same amount of health for each question at the very beginning of it. Anyway, so the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony. Wait a sec, that testimony? She said something that could totally change the whole case. There was lightning, right? There's a problem with the testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, right? Now's not the time for a science lesson. Shut the fuck up. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Wait, why would she be upset about that? Isn't she trying to save Phoenix? I mean, I know she's not. She's the fucking murderer. But if she's trying to remain composed here, she'd be like... I must admit that that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy? The entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. I don't think that's how he died, but I guess if you're the defense lawyer, you don't really give a shit, right? You're the defense lawyer, you're not trying to, like, prove how he died or prove who the killer was. To Mia, all she needs to do is make Phoenix innocent without reasonable doubt. So if she can just throw out the idea of, like, what if we got fucking struck by lightning, then she wins. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? I can't wait for the prosecutor to come up with definitive proof that it was murder. You did it. I'll be taking that not guilty verdict now. Hehe. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me. I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day at that location. Well, then that means the witness is lying. We have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to the case. What is that evidence? This affidavit. And who is the affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Also, don't you legally have to present all evidence to the court at the beginning? Can't you not, like, whip evidence out willy-nilly, like, mid-trial? Isn't that whole premise, like, bullshit? I mean, I know it's for the game and for the drama and the tension and stuff, like a damn TV show, but... Can't you not do this? Someone confirm if I'm remembering correctly. But I'm pretty sure you can't be like, no. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage draw. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. Best not to think of realism in Ace Attorney. No, I'm not. I just was wondering if that was true. I mean, video games wouldn't be fun if things were real. I played the first two Ace Attorneys. I mean, his Ace's partner, Maya Fey, is like a fucking psychic that can speak from the dead and channel like dead people's spirits and shit. I was just curious if that's like something you can do in, like, I guess Japan. I know you can't in America, but I've always heard that Japan's like fucking rigged. Their court systems are kind of like 99% guilty rating, right? So, can you do that in Japan? Like, can the prosecutor just be like, but wait! There's more. I mean, you'd have a 99% guilty verdict if the defendant got no chance to prepare for anything. The power outage occurred approximately 3, which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently, the cables have become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. If that's the case, the college would have repaired them by then. They wouldn't have just let that sit there then. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact. However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by a small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try and regain the momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. She threw, Miss Dolly over here threw a rock at the cable. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Can I say her? I mean, I think she killed him. Can I say her? Do you guys think that's like what the game's looking for here? Or is it the umbrella? Now that 12 Hours says the umbrella. And I think she did it. But we might not be there yet. The game might not be ready for my big brain prediction that I made before Dahlia even took the stand. Alright, 12 Hours. I think the game's not ready for my prediction. I agree with you. Present the umbrella. This is why the cable snapped. Your Honor. Oh, I believe the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense. I think it was her. I'm gonna say. Oh, wow, I get an extra chance. Since win. Let's go. I'm gonna say it was her. Oh. Nope. The Cold Killer X. Maybe present the crimes photo? That would be dumb if this was it. Okay. Phoenix. Please think back to Phoenix's testimony. He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now that happened around 3, correct? Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55, which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. The prosecution also came to the conclusion. It was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. That makes sense, and then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole... Jesus, her sprite randomly popping up there kinda scared me, I'll be honest. Then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order! The lamentations of my enemy, how I've longed to hear them. Jesus. That's pretty, Alright. Mia's a dom, I respect that. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way... Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam's attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. Shut the fuck up. Alright, my AC randomly turned on. I'm gonna go turn that off real quick. Easy peasy. What? What? Please, just one more. May I please testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge? Of course, just go right ahead and give your new testimony. She's finally starting to show her colors. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. But you said you didn't even see the first one. What? The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then, Dougie tried his best to run away. But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapped, and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. That's when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, you may proceed with your examination. Why do I feel like Phoenix wouldn't break up with her, even if, like, she wasn't the killer? The truth is... No! Previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment you pushed Dougie. I know, I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeney. So that's why you basically lied to the court. I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge, would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury. Come now, it was just a little old white lie. Well, forget it. Please be more careful from now on. Oh, thank you. Not at all. Ho ho. The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. The first time was into the electrical pole, then the cable broke. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the pole. I know he doesn't look it, but Feeney can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeney really is scary when he gets mad. He sounds like a very dangerous individual. Then Dougie tried his best to run away. Let me get this straight. What's the boy attracting version of Lady Killer? Black Widow. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched the scene unfold? Ah! I have to ask you to stop badgering the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wished for the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all. Very sweet of you to be so supportive. Shut the fuck up. What happened after that? But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. That doesn't sound right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's jacket. Were there also prints found on the back of his jacket? Well, no. Madam, may I suggest you listen a little more carefully? I said he crashed into him from behind. My Feeney wouldn't leave behind any prints in that case, would he? The cable snapping, and Dougie being electrocuted, it all happened in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment he was electrocuted? I'm sorry. I didn't actually see it. Man, this girl's never looking at all the right times. I turned my eyes away. That's understandable. Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. I don't figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony. I mean, there's several, but the question in this game is never the lie. Or never what's the lie, it's how do you counter the lie, it seems to be. Because it's always super obvious how they're lying. What's hard to do is present which evidence the game wants in particular. Alright, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole, that's when the cable broke. Then tried his best to run away, but he caught up from and crashed into him behind. The cable snapping and him being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. Ah! Hey, what's up, DJ Shadow? Here we go. So the victim's time of death shows at 3:05. It stopped when he was electrocuted, but the power went out at 2:55, right? Yeah. That's one of those things where when you're trying to lie, you can't keep adding details. Because then it becomes harder and harder to keep up. Also, hey DJ Shadow, I don't know if I said hey to you or not.
Objection!
Objection! That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Ha, get it? A minute? She said it happened in less than a minute. Now she'll understand in a minute? Eh? Could you please take a look at the picture? And medicine. That's the one Feeney likes to take for his cold. Not the medicine I want you to look at. Ooh, the medicine was a bait. A trap! It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Your point is? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage? According to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. 2:55? Yeah! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swanson. The game occasionally mixes up in the middle of dialogue automatic, like text rolls, where like the text box automatically goes to the next one. So when I'm pressing A to go to the next text box, I sometimes accidentally skip a line. Because like that one right there just automatically went to the next one. Which is kind of annoying. Because I mean, I'm just spending half the time like mashing A, because I read fast. But luckily, because I read fast, even when it pops up for only like a second, I usually get the gist of what they said. Anyway, this is nonsense. The real murderer? Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? Yes. It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. Very well. If you accuse the wrong person, you'll be penalized. Think very carefully. Now then, who is the real killer? This bottle of cold killer! It confused, Doug as a cold. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. That's a line straight out of Danganronpa. Wah! How can you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order. But I mean, why, Miss Hawthorne? I believe you did witness the two men fighting out. After Miss Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah! How can you say something so mean? I didn't do anything.
Hold it!
Oh, Phoenix. Don't be dumb! Oh, you're so dumb. I'm gonna guess this game also had the, once the victim, or once the murderer has been backed into a corner, they lose their, like, facade, and then they're like, no! You did it! You bitch! What is it? Please. Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. Are you daft? Is Mia British? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. That would mean you're the murderer, Phoenix. Someone stop this man for his own good. Bailiff, grab that man. Put Phoenix back in his seat. Leave my Dolly alone. Phoenix Wright stars in the next Leave Brittany Alone video, except he's talking about Dolly. This game has enough memes I can believe it. That boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head. Oh. Mr. Grossberg, you're back. It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. No, you're super late. Also, I've already figured out the case. What could you possibly be doing here? I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Oh, nice. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Oh my god, is the defense about to have their own? But I have more evidence. You'd better take a good look. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Oh. That's why she's personally involved in this case. This girl killed Mia's boyfriend. The defense has made a very serious accusation. What do you have to say about this? Oh, really, Your Honor? That is, May I interrupt you for a moment? Don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. It is, go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swan, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear friend. The notion I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The necklace thing. Oh, it lies in their police report? I was going to say the necklace. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, the same day, the two of them accidentally meet. I'm understanding it now. So Mia's boyfriend was in the courthouse as a lawyer or whatever. In the necklace thing, there's poison in the vial. She poisoned him and then walked out of the courthouse with it, and she gave the necklace to Phoenix to hide the evidence. The defense requests further testimony from Dahlia Hawthorne. Further? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant. might that possibly have to do with this case? Oh, the double objection. The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Order! The court grants the defense request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer? Of course not. Get ready for the battle of your life. This man's starting to predict. To be fair, I predicted Dahlia was the murderer before she even took the stand. Does someone have a fucking timestamp of when I speedran this case? I mean, Phoenix hadn't even finished his second testimony before I said, hey, this Dolly bitch probably did it.
How I met my Feeny. Though in this game, it doesn't seem hard to predict who the murderer is. The twist in this game seems to be... This game seems to have more of a focus on
the trial and, like, presenting the evidence and knowing exactly how to contradict things. The actual conclusions all seem fairly obvious of, like, how things happened. But, like, actually presenting the right thing that the game wants seems difficult. It's like one of those things, it's like a math problem where you know the answer, but when your teacher's like, can you show your work? You're like, no, I just know the answer. But really, you used a fucking calculator or some shit. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Oh, that's Phoenix. Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the old days of my youth, go get her. I first met... Objection! So until that time, you had been dating Doug. Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself. Not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken on to calling me Judge Fickle. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse. No! Destiny's bullshit. The courthouse reading room, that's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you. What was a literature student like you doing in the courthouse? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with the murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Miss Palmer's case, I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully. Everything so far in this game has told me to always press on, to never just be like, oh, well, we're done here then. Keep pressing. You'll allow me some latitude. I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue the testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs? If it pleases your honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper. You're not writing a paper. You were too busy being a slut, you murderer. You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between Senyu poetry and the criminal underworld. Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff? Why do the that girl really come to the courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, so please be sure to read it. I have to press her on everything first. Your heart didn't skip a beat. You don't have a heart, you heartless wench. Hang on. We'll be right back again. I know we're in the dramatic moments, but hang on. So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. Wow. Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen. That's rude. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. Yeah, I also object to this line of questioning. Where are you going with this? If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked. He's telling the truth. It was truly shocking. Beautiful mushroom. Growing tall in the darkness, it comes from Cowdown. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. He's cow shit? Nice. Was there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? None at all. We parted on very good terms. That can't be. Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup. Are you sure? It seems they both wanted it that way. So the victim wanted to break up with her. Tell me more. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted you? Well, you see... What a cruel thing to ask a lovely... By the way, I've never once considered leaving my wife. No one cares. She didn't deny it, that was... Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. I would love to see... I want to see her... I hope we get to see it soon. I mean, we might. Like, her evil sprite, where she goes all tsundere, like holding the umbrella. Listen to me. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction. I need to read the police report real quick. Incident overview. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Victim, Diego. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia. Diego ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It's unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Huge. Hey, Kellyman. What's up, my dude? That's huge. Ya boy predicted this case a mile away. Okay, but now how do I present it? I know that the... I know that this necklace contains the poison. Because it's a bottle necklace, but how do I present it? No? What do you mean no? I said it was Dahlia before she even took the stand. And then the second it was mentioned that Mia lost her boyfriend, I predicted the exact murder method. I said the necklace was used to poison the dude. I think that's the police report we have to present. Oh, you're asking what I have to present? Yeah, that could be true. Oh, okay. Because, yeah, again, we're at another point where I know what's going on in the case, but I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to present. That's the hard part. It's weird, like, you know the answer, but now you gotta, like, show your work. Like, you gotta write the equation to get to where you got, but I don't know how to write it with the materials they're giving me. I just want to say, here's the fucking necklace. She's a murderer.
Objection!
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? You're gonna enter a Guilty Gear tournament this weekend at a local casino? Sweats are gonna destroy me. Don't get nervous about the tournament. Or don't get nervous about that. Just think of it like gambling. Just think of it like you're going to the casino to gamble. Fuck it. Don't even worry about the actual competition. You're gambling. You're literally gambling, you know? You're taking a chance on winning the tournament. If you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. Whatever. Since you're going to a casino, you just gotta go in with that mindset, prepared to lose, and if it does, whatever, and then you'll be relaxed and ready to play. You can only enter the Ultra Instinct state if you are relaxed, my friend. Didn't you actually come here for something much more important? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face? Hey, what's up, guy? How you doing, man? Everyone's starting to show up towards the end here, huh? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in the report, and that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order. This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest roses have the sharpest thorns. Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness. I, Winston, will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me, go right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Mr. Judge, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during the incident 8 months ago. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Ooh. You've really lit a fire in my heart. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed. I fucking hate this guy. The poisoning. Dun dun dun. Hang on, let me fill up my water real quick. We're playing the third Ace Attorney game in preparation for the new one that comes out tomorrow, which I will be streaming tomorrow, by the way, so stay tuned. Sorry, I'm doing the dramatic voice readings and making my throat really dry. I had to go refill my water. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that's lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Wow, that's specific detail. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. This is the last in that trilogy game. The, like, trilogy HD remaster package or whatever. This is the last one from that. However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. That's absolutely not true. Mia has absolutely bullshitted her way into this case being 3 hours long. In the timeline, yes, this is before the first game, but I think overall it's not, right? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this examination. Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? You're glowing with the true lawyer's aura. That proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely smashing. I've learned my lesson from earlier in this trial. You just gotta press on every single fucking statement. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go right down the line as she talks. Every single time she fucking talks. Interrupt her. Hold up! Explain yourself. I was going to the cafeteria? No! Why? What were you talking about with the defense attorney? I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. Oh my god, she's a serial killer. The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us what that incident was? It just, the rabbit hole gets deeper. That has absolutely nothing to do with this case. Objection. The defense's question is stricken from the record. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hoffman? I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you. Shut the fuck up, Phoenix! You heard that, man. Now that is true love, young lady. Oh, Feeny, please. Gag. Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. I thought Phoenix was gonna get in contempt of court if he talked again. Hold it! How long were you gone? I've already answered all the questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. What were you doing that stretch of time? Using the toilet? No, we all know she was making love to Phoenix. What are you saying, Miss Faye? I'm not reading that. I refuse to acknowledge that line. Oh, Feeny. The police have already looked into this whole matter. The line of questioning is nothing but a waste of time. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Let's see. My bottle of eye drops says 1/2 of a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. So it's about 2/3 of that amount. Huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Yes, all of these incidents happened very coincidentally after she leaves. A special kind of poison? How so? I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. But where would something like that come from? I'm sorry. All I know is what I overheard the policeman say. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it. That's quite unique. Impressive. The better question is, how did the criminal get something? You see, I'm innocent. You wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. But you were dating a how would you say that? Pharmacology student? Would you just say pharmacology? Right? Yeah. Yeah, it would just be pharmacology student. That's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because you didn't know how to get a poison? I think that's a good enough reason. And the police suck. She's right, and I think we've all had enough of misplaced questions. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could have shown how could she have obtained the poison. Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Now just how did a literature student get a hold of such poisons? Pharmacologist, I believe. Yeah, but that's what I know pharmacologist is. He's studying to be a pharmacologist, but you wouldn't say pharmacologist student, would you? Not that that really fucking matters. I should save before I do this. Knowing this game, that's absolutely not what it's looking for. But this seems obvious. Done. Man, I struggled super early on, but after we got the fucking ball rolling and I understood exactly what the game was asking for, we've been smooth sailing now that I've kind of understood how the game wants me to respond to stuff. Which is good. This is why we're doing this before the big game tomorrow. So I just kind of understand what the game is asking for. Because, man, those first couple questions, those were rough. But that's just because I didn't really know what I was looking for. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. Why? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, don't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim? That's right, up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology. His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You. No! Here we go. This is when she should snap like a twig under the pressure of being found out, right? And then, not only that 12 hours, killed her last boyfriend right after that, too. She uses him and dumps him. She's a one-pump chump. Could it be me? That's nothing but a... May I say something? Here we go. Snap. This is my favorite part of Danganronpa. And, I just love when the person who commits the crime just fucking snaps. Come on. The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. No, she's not. You could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. You got me good with that. No, she didn't. Provide some evidence. Hey, what's up, Volt? Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're gonna lose the lead. No, I've got it, please, shut up! Don't act shocked! You have the evidence! Police conducted a full body search. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred. Going to accuse the young lady of committing murder. And where is the container? Oh, come on. They're just spelling it out for you. I thought I was clever when I figured this out like 10 minutes ago. Like, way before this was even mentioned. Easy. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who is this person? Beanie! Of course. I mean, Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was the witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present. What? But that's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. Whoa! Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? Yes, you should try it, Judge. Just to confirm. Taste test it. Are you committed to the case or not? There's no longer any poison in the bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. There we go, snap. Come on, reveal your true nature as a bitch. He's not doing it yet. He's not doing it yet. I will be very upset if she doesn't. Phoenix, would you shut the hell up? On behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself. Even the prosecutor's like, yo, calm the fuck down. I won't let you bully her. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia want to date you anyway? What? Jesus! I guess she must be madly in love with me, too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia is dating you is because of the necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. Back in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Why is Phoenix wearing a mask? Is he in quarantine? Social distancing, DJ. Phoenix is on top of it. While everyone else in the courthouse might think the pandemic's not real, Phoenix believes. Why do visual novels do flashbacks to events that happened like 30 minutes ago? I remember, okay? I guess if you weren't playing the games in one sitting, but Jesus. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. That's what the point of the mask is? No, well, the mask doesn't prevent you from getting illnesses, it prevents you from spreading. For Dahlia, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never give it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. I'm shocked she didn't just kill Phoenix. I don't believe you. I mean, I guess she can, right? Because the Phoenix exists in the future already. Eek.
Mia, are you alright? The defendant. He's getting away. Bailiff, hurry after him. Are you alright? Wait, what happened? What do you mean, is she alright? Yeah, I think so. That boy went insane. Where's Mr. Wright? Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness, oh no. What is it? The bottle. Miss Hoffman's present. It's gone. What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Wow, Phoenix is dumb, huh? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. Wouldn't he just be in contempt of court and go to jail now, and then they'd have to resume the trial later? I'm sorry. I'm afraid your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. I ate it. You what? You ate it? It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first. But yeah. Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. At this point, if I'm Mia, I'm like, alright, yeah, Phoenix did it. Fuck it. Send him to jail. I'm not doing this. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. There must be a mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There, it's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do, and it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in the court of law, evidence is everything. Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything? Now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed to the trial. I'm sorry, Miss Fay, it totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. You think? What are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. That day. The day I met Doug. The girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. It's not your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. And that's when he shoved her. Oh. Last night, someone stole poison from our lab. Conveniently leaving out the line that would break the whole case until the last minute. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Well, a murderer, more like, but yeah, also a thief. Stop. Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing after I pushed him that day. I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to me. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it. I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, this is... The defendant is... But he ate the fucking bottle of poison. What made him have like a whole 180 again on Dolly being guilty? It's because that someone pointed out that Mia had faith in him. He let her down. That made him feel bad about it. Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent, we went. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. Naturally, her motives for stealing it was to kill someone. If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back, therefore. Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill? Phoenix. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Hawthorne's way. That person was... Phoenix. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that's how things worked out, but let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact you, Phoenix. There's no one else that it could be. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Wright. This must be killing him. Not actually, though, so way better, right? Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear. As said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. I mean, couldn't she just take it from him in the same stealthy manner of which she poisons him? Like, come on. But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of the attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia could only think of one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No. It can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was one problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it. Oh my god, we're flashing back to this again? You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true. Beanie? What a joke you are. Here we go. Yes! Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne? It appears we're nearing the end of the trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal. We'll see about that. First, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well? Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge?
With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
Hold it!
Can't let her get away. Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price. The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney badge forever. Why? You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray? Can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all after I save and use all the options? Yes. If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. I mean, I realize we gotta raise the stakes, I guess, but what? But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Can't possibly. Stupid. It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. If you're unable to establish your guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down. I understand. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Show... Oh... in the cold killer bottle. That's gotta be it, right? I'm betting all the marbles on my first assumption. Go with the gut! Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold killer. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If it did, I still wouldn't take this medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of cold killer. Then she poisoned it, knowing Mr. Wright was going to take some. You're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. That's her M.O. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client. That's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That's when the murderer, Dahlia, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of cold killer. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify she was going to meet with the defendant. And she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and cut the electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug to survive. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him. Because, like, in the picture where she's kneeling down by him, she has gloves on. But in her sprites, she does not. Unfortunately for her, that's when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students had shown up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying the bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? Yeah, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. The mic drop. Come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yeah, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
Objection!
I wonder which one of us is desperate. So, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. Come on, show us. I dare you to take some of the medicine right now. This wouldn't work, by the way, unless she confessed. Mia. There it is. Do you think you've won? Well, do you? I like that's right. There's the succubus. She doesn't even have irises now. That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Unlikely. You've gone to jail. For being a murderer. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? Why, yes. I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. Oh. I wish you all the best. Doesn't Japan, like, execute murderers? Not really. Wow, Japan still uses hanging. But it's been several years since the last time they did it. What's the great Ace Attorney Chronicles? It's the new Ace Attorney game coming out tomorrow, Volwolf. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne, and I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, let me ask you this. Would you care to try the medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said. They're flashing back. Oh, this is a different line at least. There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness with my very life. So if she's trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't be any possible poison in here, right? And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Damn. What? What? That statement had so much power in it, he lost his hair. Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. I fucking hate you. Don't lie, just admit you're wrong. By the way, Miss Faye? Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia seem to know each other? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on the case. Very well. This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true! Very well. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant not guilty. Did I get the pre-order? No, I'm just buying the Steam version. And I've learned not to pre-order games on Steam because then they just don't install properly. The court is adjourned. Mia, you were wonderful. Thank you for everything. During the verdict, I thought do you think you could stop talking about your hemorrhoids? That's rather rude. Anyway, this case made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight. Mr. Wright, congratulations. Thanks, you know, I was thinking. The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand, I think that was really her. What? The dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like a fake or something. This poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, right? For your own sake. You're right. That's for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit. Try to grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Ew, what kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. Say, Miss Faye. A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna study my butt off and become a lawyer. I hope we see each other again someday. Nope. And then they never cross paths again. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. Aw. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. It also brings up precious ones. Memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind. Also because Maya, like, conjures her up from the shadow realm or whatever. No matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something that's happened has made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Nice. Oh, it's the dude with the fucking cyber goggles or whatever the hell. I've seen him in like a lot of art depicting this game and stuff, but I've got no idea who that guy is. But I see now that he's from this case. The dude that's always drinking coffee? Yeah. He's a fan favorite. was gonna wrap up here, but should we keep going a little bit? I don't have too much time to stream too much longer, so we definitely won't be able to finish this case. I guess I can go like another 20 minutes or so. Better luck next time catching the thief. Aha, excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving. To the moon! We shall meet again when the next moon is full. Aha. Hey, get a load of this. Are you listening to me? What are you freaking out about now? Today will be the last time you talk to me that way. Yeah? We're about to hit the big time. What do you mean by we? You don't mean you and me are... Don't be silly. I'm talking about me and... Pearly, of course. Did I play the Sly Cooper games? I did not. Hello. It's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Nick. Why do they call him Nick again? Pearls, you haven't changed a bit. What are you doing here? Haven't you heard? Take a look. Some kind of poster? Crane Village. You call him Nick because it sounds like Phoenix. Nix. Huh. Yes. This is our hometown. What's this about treasures from the boonies? Very funny. You can laugh all you want, but you'll be singing another tune tonight. What about tonight? The Treasures of Kurain exhibit doesn't actually start until next week, but the promoters sent us some special VIP entry passes. That's why I dressed up extra special today. What do you think? Name Maya a different day. This young lady here is Maya Fey, the younger sister of Mia, my friend and mentor. I first met her 2 years ago. I was working on the case surrounding Mia's death, and ever since then... See you, Raidu. Hope you have a good day, buddy. I've been the one who's been keeping this law office afloat from behind the scenes. Actually, that's just a cover for her true identity. In reality, she's a spirit medium, and a bit of a shady character. Who are you calling shady? And this little girl is Pearl, but I usually call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin, and a spirit medium in training. I know I'm a bit young, but I want to help in any way I can, Mr. Nick. Oh, I just also realized, interesting, that was Mia not very good at the spirit medium thing? It just didn't seem like she summoned any spirits during the trial at any point. Maya is the daughter of the Kurain school. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's no joke. I've seen her power with my own eyes. It's the real thing, alright? Hey, how long are you gonna make us two gorgeous women wait? Yeah, I can't wait any longer. I want to see the exhibit. Looks like I don't get a choice. Might as well head on out. Lordy Taylor. The city's fanciest and most expensive department store. Treasure exhibit, huh? I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed. Wow, this is awesome. You can make even the cheapest junk look great. It all depends on how you display it. They even have the dusty old hanging scroll that was in the Fame Manor storeroom. Oh yeah, I remember scribbling on it when I was a little girl. On a family heirloom? Say, the person in charge of this exhibition is waiting for us in the basement. Alright, I guess we should go say hello. This is a basement, alright. This place is scary. I feel like a monster could jump out at any time. Don't be scared. I'll protect you. Oh, Mr. Wright. A monster, you were right. Yeah? I remember this bitch. Good to see you again. You know? Nice to see you again. Is she a friend of yours, Nick? And how do you know her, Pearly? Nice to meet you. I'm Adrian. I'm in charge of the promotion and planning for this exhibit. I see they like to do reoccurring characters a lot. I'm also responsible for security arrangements. Nice to meet you. She sure has changed since we last met. So this is the warehouse. The really valuable exhibit items are stowed away in here. It's really been a long time, hasn't it, Mr. Wright? What's going on? Who is this woman? Why are you freaking out? I just thought it'd be more dramatic if I got all worked up. Mystic Maya, you shouldn't let him off the hook so easily. Don't say anything that'll needle pearls further. Mr. Wright was there for me when I really needed help. It was something that happened 7 months ago. You remember, don't you? The Nickel Samurai case? Not really. I was stuck in a dark wine cellar. Did that escape your memory? After that, I quit being a manager and started this job. That's tough. I'm sorry if it wasn't for us. Don't say that. I'm glad the whole thing happened. Thanks to you and everyone else that was involved, I was able to change my whole life. I really am grateful. That's a relief. I'm really impressed. Handling a huge exhibition like this must be very tiring. Well, they're celebrating their 200th anniversary this year. The works on display in the main hall are worthy of the finest museums. Ooh, did you hear that? The finest museums. I did. That's wonderful. So this basement warehouse is pretty well protected, huh? Of course. After all, there are some priceless treasures here. The security guards are all very highly trained as well. That sounds good. So what's with that face she's making? The camera's set up to take a photo of anyone that goes in and out of the storeroom. Then the data from the camera gets uploaded to this computer here. I see. That's some pretty high-tech stuff. I would like for you to see my attorney badge. I owe a great deal of thanks to that badge. It's the only reason I'm still here. Come on, that's not true. I think what Nick means to say is, it wasn't thanks to the badge, it was thanks to me. Tell the truth, I know that's what you were thinking. No way. What's that big door? Looks like it's the door to the storeroom. I can see lots of big boxes in there. Let's go in. I'm sorry. Unauthorized personnel aren't allowed. Did you hear that, Nick? We're unauthorized personnel. Why are you telling me that? Maybe it's supposed to say hamburger? Why would anyone write hamburger that big?
Like maybe for the World Hamburger Festival. I kind of doubt it. I've got it. Maybe it said spaghetti. Anyway, it says burr. There's no way it could spell spaghetti. Well, maybe it was a typo. Okay. Besides, spaghetti is the only thing more tangled than your reasoning. Oh, I can slide over. Oh, okay. It's been a while. I forgot the controls of stuff. Take a look next to the door. That's Mystic Ami, right? Yes, that's the statue of the woman who invented the Kurain channeling technique. The statue is on loan from one of the training halls. In fact, it just arrived this morning. Or it is related to the murder somehow. Or the thing's gonna get stolen. What creepy looking thing is she holding? Don't ask me, how should I know? Well, you are the future master, right? Maybe, but this is the first time I've seen the statue. That thing is the Kurain. It's a ceremonial sword. It's not a real weapon, so the blade isn't sharp. A checkmark appears if you examine. That's nice. I wanted to cut something. Anyway. What are you eyeing me for? It's already 8. Have you eaten? Actually, I've already made a reservation for a restaurant on the 12th floor. Why don't we all dine together? I like the sound of that. Dine sounds so fancy. I'll have the kids' lunch. It's dinner, not lunch. Why do you go for it and eat your fill with a kid's dinner? Okay. Shall we head upstairs? You can't just add additional people to your reservation. After that pleasant evening, all that remained was to wait for the exhibition's opening. It was wonderful. Miss Andrews looking so happy. None of us could have imagined that the very next day something terrible would happen. This is terrible. You're cleaning the toilet again? I never knew you were such a toilet freak. Give me a break, would you? My brain just hit the snooze button for the 5th time. I'm going to turn on the TV. Wouldn't he just be cleaning the toilet because she interrupted him cleaning it yesterday? But whatever, that's fine. We've got an update on the recent treasure heist. Based on clues found at the scene of the crime, authorities have announced they believe it was the work of the renowned phantom thief. Ha! Mask to Mask. Mask of the Mask? According to the spokesperson, Lordy Taylor received a threat letter some days ago. This is the 5th heist by the phantom thief, who only targets the rarest of treasures. Nice. Cool Persona reference. Well, Nick, what are you gonna do? Don't you dare go back to scrubbing the toilet. Treasure? Lordy Taylor? You don't think?
Now get up. It was stolen. By Mask Damask. Our most valuable treasure. The one she didn't even know existed until a day ago. The Karain's sacred urn was stolen. Oh, I thought you were talking about the statue. Huh? What's this sacred urn? It's only the most important treasure in the village. It's right on the poster. Do you remember what's inside? The urn contains a very important soul. Namely, the soul of Mystic Ami Faye. Wait, didn't it get released when they broke it? Right, Pearly? Yes, that's right. Hold up. I thought the urn had the name Ami written on it. Now it says I am. Any idea how that happened, Pearly? Well... There are some things best left unsolved, wouldn't you say, Mr. Nick? That's right. 1 year ago, there was a murder in Karain village. The sacred urn, it turned out to be an important clue. It was terrible. I was arrested and everything for the murder. 1 year ago. Flashback time, I remember this. A man was killed during one of Maya's spirit channelings. This urn wound up being a key piece of evidence. Prove your innocence. Mr. Nick, would you mind not telling Mystic Maya about that? You promised, remember? You said you wouldn't tell anyone I broke it. Oh yeah. Now remember, this urn used to say Ami on it. Oh, I remember this. She was so sad. Until Pearls accidentally broke it. She tried to secretly fix it. Let's just say it didn't work out so well. Yeah, I mean, it's a vase. You can't really put that shit back together. Sorry, I'm not good at arts and crafts. Or spelling. Anyway, this is how the gluing project turned out. She put the pieces together wrong, and now it says I am instead of Ami. Can't believe no one's noticed this until now, a whole year later. I can't believe it myself. Alright, the toilet's shinier than the judge's head. Let's see what's next. What's wrong with you? What do you mean? What do you mean? Mr. Nick, your beloved Mystic Maya's treasure has been stolen. Doesn't that bother you? But I thought the urn was the village treasure, so I don't see how... The village is Mystic Maya. She's the future of the channeling. You know what I'm talking about. I won't let you say you don't. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Isn't it obvious? Find the bad guy who did this. Yeah, and get the urn back. But he's a defense attorney. I'm not a detective, I'm a lawyer. That's nothing to do with this. If you're a real gentleman, you would find it for your beloved Mystic Maya. Wait, what? There's no winning against Pearl's fairy tale image of love. So what's the name of this guy again? Mask Damask. Make note of it. Mask Damask. The villains in this game always have the weirdest names. When she was alive, Mia really loved it. She even went so far as to make it our mascot. It must be nice to be a plant being able to just sit in the sun and photosynthesize. No time for daydreaming. May I offer you my attorney badge in this trying time? Dahlia had a normal name? I guess. That's true. They were trying to, like, almost pitch it that she wasn't the bad guy. October 12th. The Lordy Taylor Exhibition Hall.
Ugh. Let's see if we can find some clues. Doesn't look like anything's been disturbed. Looks pretty much the same as it did last night. Bad guy, huh? You can't poke around here, pal. Wait a minute, that voice. Oh no, not him again. It's you, and I'm the one who should be saying not again. Why is it that every time something bad happens, you always show up? I should be asking you that. Aren't there any other detectives? No, I should be asking you. What are you hanging around here? I asked you first. Alright, we got it. Why don't you two kiss? Hello. It's been a long time, Mr. Scruffy Detective. No, it's you, little missy. Actually, my name is Gumshoe. That was a good chance for you to try to remember it. And if it's too long for you, you can just call him Dick. It's good to see you again, Mr. Detective Dick. Yeah, good to see you again too, I guess. Mr. Detective Dick, can you tell us about what happened? You're trying to remember my name, Atta girl. It's just Gumshoe, okay? Anyway, the thief stole something called the Sacred Urn. I know about that. Oh. Well, the criminal's name is Mask. I know about that. Detective, can't you tell us something other than that? Well... I guess I sort of kind of owe you guys in a way. The crime occurred last night at around 1:30 in the morning. How exactly do you know that? We got an emergency phone call from a guard at the scene of the crime. He said the urn was just stolen. You mean here? Hey, mine. Wrong. The urn was being kept under careful guard in the basement. Released? No, it comes out tomorrow. I'm just streaming this in preparation. Basement warehouse, huh? So who was guarding the basement warehouse? That guy. It's all his fault the thief got away. He solves one case and gets a swelled head thinking that he's an ace detective. Ace detective? Detective Ace Ventura? That's what he calls himself. I didn't make it up. What's he like? Well, like I told you, Mask has made 5 heists so far. On the 4th heist, Ace Detective managed to get the stolen treasure back. That's impressive. I gotta admit it. Maybe he really is as good as he says. Every time the thief sends out one of his calling cards, we send our men on a stakeout. But none of us ever gotten so much as a glimpse of the guy. But Mr. Ace Detective was able to retrieve the stolen treasure. Anyway, he's at the scene of the crime right now looking for clues. Hey, about the Mask. Is he famous? You're joking, right? Mask is the hottest thing since sliced bread. Sometimes he appears as a museum guard. Sometimes he appears as a big brown bear known to surprise unsuspecting victims. But underneath those disguises is the true Mask. So he's some kind of master of disguise. And he only goes after the finest works of art. Last night was his 5th heist. If Lordy Taylor had only cooperated, I could have caught him. Then you knew he was planning on stealing the urn? Of course. The guy always sends his calling card before he steals something. Calling card, huh? They mentioned that on TV. Oh, fuck. So what's the calling card? Here. But don't show it to anyone. Top secret. What's the mark on the front? That's his signature emblem. You could say it's his mark. All of his calling cards got him. They didn't mention that on the news flash. We're withholding that detail for the public for operational. The only way we can tell if a calling card is real or not is by this emblem.
That makes sense. When you get famous, there are always imitators. Mr. Nick, maybe if you work a little harder, maybe you can have your own copycat someday. Thanks, I guess. Gumshoe, would you like a reminder that I am an attorney? You still showing that cheap thing off? A real man keeps his mouth shut and carries a suave police badge. Let's meet the ace detective. No matter how many times we come here, this place gives me the chills. That's probably because it's air-conditioned to protect the art pieces. Welcome to my private little banquet of chaos. Banquet. What does that mean? Oh, Lord. I'm afraid I have very little to offer, but please make yourself at home. Who are you? Silence? Now I see, it's all becoming clear. What do you see? This is not a murder, no? Zavadi. The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. A lawyer and a spirit medium, neither very advanced at their trade. Am I wrong? Yikes. That's scary. How'd you know that?
How, you say? The universal skeptic would say that how is nothing but a question of why. I am a traveler of both time and space,
And a swimmer of dreams. What's he talking about? Without further ado, let me fulfill what should be the first duty of any gentleman. And introduce myself. My name is Antme. Look at me. Ah, look at me. Ace Detective. Oh, hi. Don't let him intimidate you, Nick. Stand up and show him what you're made of. The name's Wright. Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. I'm Maya. Ace Spirit Medium. And I'm Pearl. I'm Mystic Maya's cousin and, Spirit Medium Ace Apprentice. Excellent. Shall we begin our little game? Why does the phrase "one short of a baker's dozen" come to mind with this guy? So are you really as famous as you say? Of course, for a lawyer, you have a rather shocking lack of knowledge about the world. I had no idea anyone was left in this city that had not heard of me. Look at me. That's a cool wallpaper. I am Mask's arch enemy, the Ace Detective. Look at me. At this moment, there are two mighty figures which loom large over this grand city. One embodies the nefarious forces of darkness, the other, the angelic cherubs of light. Now I'm really lost. I have been personally on the heels of this villain since his first crime. After learning this criminal's patterns, I thwarted his very latest loathsome larceny. I even returned the target of his tyranny, the portrait of Magia, to the crime scene. And I did it by myself. I took it back from Mask. With my brawny mind and brilliant muscles. Yeah, they mentioned it on the news, in the Great People Around Town segment. They said that the museum gave you an incredible jewel. Well, compared to the treasure that I retrieved for them, it's not much. So in the end, the only thing that makes you great is your own self-praise. Tell us what you know about Mask, and keep it simple, please. Like about how I have devoted my life to thwarting his dastardly deeds. Last night, here in the bowels of this store, we were locked in a most glorious battle. I see. Hang on a second. You were here last night? Naturally. Wherever Mask goes, you will find at me laying his elegant traps. What game is this? It's Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Elegant traps? More like Damask out-eleganced you and made a beautiful getaway. But this time, I allowed him to escape with the illusion of victory. I wonder if I should ask him about what happened last night in more detail. Can you tell us exactly what happened here last night? But of course, after all, I always say there should be no secrets between aces. Flattery will get you nowhere, Pinocchio. I first received the request from my services 20 days ago. Picked it again and again, same. And it was 10 days ago that we received Mask's calling card. You were hired before the calling card even arrived? Yes, you see, the person who hired me is quite rigorous and thorough. That's Adrian. A mere 10 days after hiring me, her worst premonitions were realized. Calling card. So, ace detective that I am, I set a trap for the thief right in the warehouse, and waited for him. Alone? But why? Why didn't you go to the police? Ridiculous. Why would I seek help from such a singularly useless group of nincompoops? You got a lot of nerve, after all. It was you that let Damask get away. I always operate alone and concealed, out of sight of others. Horn sealed? Precisely. Even the guards on duty here were unaware of my presence. To fool your enemies, first you must fool your friends. It's my own original proverb. Anyway, back to what happened. As I was saying, I hid here in the warehouse and waited for the thief to arrive. But I swear to you, not a solitary soul came through that entrance. Nevertheless, the sacred urn disappeared. The sword is gone there as well. That's impossible. How could it just disappear? How, you ask? Don't be ridiculous, Sir Lawyer. If I knew the answer to that question, I wouldn't be here. For someone who seriously messed up his own stakeout, he's rather full of himself. So you're saying that even though one came through those doors last night, our precious urn still somehow vanished from under your nose? That's not possible. Sword was used. Sir Loyal, please refrain from touching sword. The criminal is an artist. The crime scene is the canvas upon which he paints. Only I, ace detective, have an eye which is educated enough to read the signs. Could you translate that for me, Nick? I think he pretty much said don't touch anything, amateurs. If there's something you wish to know about, you have but to ask me. I know everything there is to know about my rival. What do I do now? Does he have any top-secret information? Stuff that only a real crime buff would know? I'll think about what to ask while I listen to what he has to say. I didn't add any new dialogue options then. Oh my god, is that Chris's blood? Alright, looks like everything's been examined here. Alright, actually, now that the investigation is supposed to technically begin, I think this is a good spot to wrap up for the day. Yeah. This feels like a good place to stop. Give myself some breathing room before the next Ace Attorney game that comes out, I guess tonight at midnight, but I will be streaming tomorrow. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to check out that stream. And if you want, also like the video as well. I'll boost it in the YouTube algorithm. Maybe we'll come back to this game. If Ace Attorney the Great Chronicles does well, I'll come back for sure. If I can get more people interested in it. Tomorrow's such a weird release date, so we're doing an extra stream. I don't normally stream on Tuesdays, but new game, we'll stream on Tuesday, and then I'll continue it on Friday. But, yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, you guys.
like I said, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss out on that stream tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy. Click the link in the description below to join our Discord server. Yeah, that's it. Have a good one, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.